Hi everyone, my name is Debbie. In today's video, I will show you how to use Nearpod and Google Slides to support students in reading accurately by self-correcting using context clues. Let's get started.
Before we get to Nearpod, I'm going to start into reading. I'm going to look for Module 11 and I'm going to click the Teacher's Guide. I am opening up the Teacher's Guide because I am looking for the text that students will use to practice the skill. Next, I will click Contents and look for Week 1, Lesson 3. And I'm going to click on Fluency because this is our focus for this word study lesson. And now I'm going to look under Materials to find the Start Right Reader. So you will see on the left side here, these are the materials. We are using the Start Right Reader for students to practice reading on-level text accurately and fluently and using context to self-correct. So let's open up the Start Right Reader. So this is the book right here. And I'm going to take some screen grabs of the entire page. The reason I'm including the illustration with the text is because students are supposed to use context clues to figure out if their words make sense. So part of the context is the illustration. This is especially helpful for students with disabilities who need the additional visual support to understand what is going on in the text. So now I'm going to take a screenshot of the page right here and save it as a JPEG file. I'm going to save it as a JPEG or image file because I'm going to be using it later on in the Nearpod. And I'm just going to save it as page 13. So I'm going to continue this for the rest of the pages because we will do additional modeling and guided practice, and then students will work independently on the last two pages. So I have taken screenshots of all of the pages from page 13 to 18, and now we are ready to move on to the Nearpod. So we are going to focus on the model and the check for understanding parts of this lesson. This is what we will use Nearpod for. So I'm going to go to Nearpod and click Create, and we're going to just create a brand new lesson. We are using Nearpod because it will allow students to record themselves reading, and this will help them listen to it again and determine if every word that they have said makes sense and matches the context of the story. Now we are going to add the modeling slide. So click Add Slide, Slide, and now you are going to upload the image for the first page. So let's change the layout to one element, and we're going to click the plus sign, image, and upload the page 13 that we just took a screenshot of. For this part, you are only modeling the first paragraph, so you can zoom in a bit for the students. However, you do want to leave some space down here because you can record yourself reading the text. So click Audio Recorder, and you can record yourself reading this paragraph. This is a great place to modify. Perhaps you can record yourself just reading the paragraph fluently and accurately, or you can record yourself modeling, checking the words to make sure that they match the context of the story. It is really up to you because this lesson should be done live, so you are already going to walk your students through your thought process, but if you want to have it somewhere where they can access it multiple times, then I would recommend you recording yourself, modeling, reading the word down as dune, and then realizing, wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, the word is down, not dune. And look, if you look at the picture, they're walking down the steps. Another thing that you can do to modify it is to include this little sidebar here that reminds students of the actions of good readers. So what you could do is, rather than directly uploading the image, go back to the Google Slides, and I'm just going to duplicate this slide And I'm going to take out this text box here, and I'm just going to upload the image. So now let's crop out the second paragraph since we're only focusing on one paragraph. We don't want to overwhelm students by providing them with too much text, especially our students with disabilities. We really want them to focus on just one aspect. And I'm just going to delete this box. So now students will have this sidebar here to remind them of the steps that good readers take, and they will have the text as well. And all you would have to do here is click File, Download, JPEG, and go back to your Nearpod. Just going to save this first. All you have to do here is just click Upload Files or just drag the file over, and it will make a brand new slide just like that. So you can see here is the new slide. Double click on it so I can edit. Now you can see this sidebar is here so students can remind themselves what they need to do to figure out if the words make sense in the context. And again, you still have access to the audio, so you can decide how you want to do this. You can record yourself reading this whole paragraph accurately and fluently, or you could record yourself modeling misreading to show students the steps that good readers should take. I am repeating a similar process for the We Do It part. However, for this part, we are focusing on the second paragraph, so cropping it is a bit challenging. So what I'm going to do is just crop it so I have the illustration and then go back into the other slide and just copy the text box. So students will have the text as well as the illustration once again. Again, click File, Download, JPEG, and go back to your Nearpod, save the previous slide, and you can just drag and drop to create the new slide. Double click to take a look at it and add audio if you want. So these slides are just for modeling the skill, and now we want students to practice it on their own. So for these next two pages, page 15 and 16, students will be reading this on their own. Now we're going to go back to the Nearpod, click Add Slide, and this time, instead of clicking Slide, you're going to click Activities at the top and click Open-Ended Question. This will allow students to record their responses. So make sure you click On to enable student audio recordings. You want to add the image of the text here, just upload it directly from where you took your screenshots. And we are looking at page 15 now, so I'm going to click that and click Open. And now students will have the image to look at. I'm also going to copy and paste the text here so that students can easily refer to it while they're recording. I'm also going to add some directions on the top to remind students what they are doing. So I added some directions here. Read page 15. While you read, remember to. And I provided a bullet list of the steps that good readers take while they're reading. And the text is on the bottom. So I'm just going to click Save so I can show you what it looks like on the student's end. So we could just click on the slide and click Preview to take a look at what the students will see. So on the student's end, they will see this pop up. They can access the picture here to help them figure out what the text is. And here are the directions. So you can tell students that they can practice reading this on their own like this. And then when they're ready, they can record themselves reading. I'm reading the text. And play it back to make sure it matches what is going on in the text. This is especially helpful for your students with disabilities who need some additional time to process the information. This is especially helpful for your auditory learners because they could listen to the text read aloud in their own voice and then decide if it sounds right. Sometimes it's a little bit challenging to think and read at the same time. So this way, students are able to read, listen, and self-correct if needed.
Let's review what I went over in this video. I showed you how to use the features of Nearpod to support students in reading accurately. Additionally, I provided more context clues to support students in determining if the words they read make sense. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.